Hi, I'm Sarah Weber. I am the Director of Customer Engagement here at Team Central. And today I have my team with me, and we're going to have a fireside chat, which is an informal kind of meeting to let you hear about the work that our team does every day to ensure that all of your integration needs are able to be met and completed in a timely manner. So I'm going to kick this off and ask, our team to introduce themselves. Mark, would you like to start?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for doing this, Sarah. My name is Mark Johnson. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Team Central.
Andy, would you like to go next?
Hi, Sarah. Hey, team. Andy Park, one of the co-founders of Team Central, and I do the go-to-market growth work as the chief growth officer.
Thank you. And Ben?
Ben Millhouse, and I'm one of the lead developers for the Team Central team.
Great to have you. And Jamie, would you like to go next?
Sure. I'm Jamie Doyle. I'm one of the developers here at Team Central.
Awesome. And finally, we have Chris Burke.
Hey, I'm Chris Burke, one of the developers, do a couple other things as well, but I guess I'm the new kid on the block as well.
Well, I appreciate you all joining us today. And I really would just like to start this out with the overall feel of Team Central and, what makes working at Team Central and with an integration platform different than other companies and other products you've worked with in the past.
Great.
I can go first. What's that, Andy?
Yeah, hit it, Mark. You got it.
Yeah, I'll take a stab at it. The thing that is exciting to me and also very kind of challenging in the stage that we're in, we have a really big responsibility for the companies that we work for. A lot of the work that we do is mission critical. If our product isn't up and running and performing the way that it needs to, it's difficult for them to operate within the business. So there's big challenges for us to kind of achieve the mission that we're moving towards, which is kind of this productivity platform, mainly for the mid-market, in being able to really kind of democratize a lot of the things around data management integration that are super difficult to do for most companies that exist in the world today.
Couldn't agree more, Mark. I see things from through a little different lens than Mark and some of our awesome, developers here on the call do, but because they're actually in the trenches building the product and meeting the customers' requirements and making sure that things are up and running all the time and highly performant, like you said, Mark. And from my side of things, I deal with expectation setting, and when you have customers that maybe don't understand enough about the technology, but understand why it's helping them and how important it is to help them. They do have expectations around, responsiveness and, they feel like they're being taken care of, and are we doing quality, are we doing quarterly business reviews to make sure that, new product features and ideas and even concerns are brought to our attention. And so that's the kind of stuff that I'm typically interacting with customers on. And my job would be a whole lot harder if these guys weren't awesome at what they do. So.
I can share a challenge, I think, is, we're trying to connect to systems we don't even know about in some regards, or integrate systems we don't even know about yet, and designing a product in such a way that it can handle that. If we get a new customer next week with a system we've never heard of, that we have the ability to either rapidly adopt that system or use our existing stuff to do that. So trying to design things in a way that aren't, you don't necessarily know what the target is yet, but you're doing it in such a way that you can adjust and fit the mold of many systems is, I think, a fun challenge, never ending challenge, you know?
I'm kind of thinking along the same lines as Ben there, coming from a larger company where the technology is kind of stagnant and doing, having developed some of the data tools going back and forth of those systems, it gets really old. And that's one of the fun things that we get to do here is, goodness, haven't been with the company that long, but pretty much every week I'm having to learn something new of a piece of software that I've never used before or anything. And it's really fun to be able to see it very quickly go from we don't know anything about this to now being able to pull data through our UI.
Jamie, would you like to talk to us about your favorite part of being at Team Central and how it's different than anything you've done before?
Sure. Yeah, I really like working with this team, whether it's Mark and Andy and their vision for the product as we go forward, or working with the other developers, just being heads down every day and trying to put out the best product we can has been a great experience.
Awesome. Thank you guys. One thing that I heard there that kind of resonated to me was, challenges and how exciting and different everything is. What would be your favorite, challenge or part of the day-to-day that you guys deal with?
You know, there are just some amazing people that I think we've been adding to this team. And just as I look at some of the challenges that we had and just getting from customer 1 to customer 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and kind of working that, there's just new challenges every single step of the way. But what's really cool about like the last 6 months, we've been adding more and more people to the team. There's a process that me as kind of the co-founder with Andy, where we're just 2 or 3 people, me, him, and Ben, trying to move as fast as we can and just get as much done as possible. There's new process and new kind of personalities that as we add to the team. That's been fun for me to see kind of the jumps that we've made in terms of productivity, the things that we weren't able to do 6 months ago that we can absolutely do now. Some of the new features that we've been dreaming up for a while that are now coming close to being either done or quickly approaching kind of an area that we can hit in our product backlog. That's my favorite part of the day, is to just see us continue to kind of gel as a group and build great solutions that help businesses scale and be more productive and efficient.
Anyone else want to share?
Everyone on this phone will probably attest to some of that stuff I was dragged into, kicking and screaming. But it's actually some of that stuff is some of the most enjoyable parts of my day. And so in terms of some of the planning exercises and structure that we're putting in place and growing into.
I like the fact that we all kind of rally around a mission and a vision for what our product can be and how it can help people. And executing to that strategy is not spelled out. It's not simple. We're growing rapidly. We've doubled in size over the last 12 months, and so we have to figure a lot of things out. And so, you have to get used to operating, kind of out of your comfort zone and get scrappy and rally around problems as a team and make decisions as a team and hold each other accountable as a team. So, I mean, that's really tough stuff if you don't have a good, culture and a good group of people to work with.
I was going to say one of the best things is seeing something work when it's all done, when it's finally built and running for a customer. Or, another thing I think that's kind of something we pride ourselves as a focus on data quality, right? And building an integration platform that's reliable, predictable, like it's great if you can move data, but if it doesn't move it right, it causes as many problems as it solved, So I think trying to create something that's truly, able to do it the right way and be monitored and tracked and stable is a fun challenge as well, especially given the multitude of systems that all behave differently or expect a certain data a different way than the other ones do. There's a lot that goes into that, making them talk to each other the right way.
I was just thinking of what you were saying about when something works. I'm having a really hard time not multitasking during this this video chat because I'm this close to getting something to work and I actually just got it to work. So trying not to cheer while we're doing the video. So I'm gonna try and stop multitasking.
It can be addictive.
It really is.
The other thing that's cool for me is just as we grow to see some of the traditions and just personalities evolve. We had our first ever kind of corporate meeting this year, which was fun, which I think there'll be more and more often of those types of events. I see silliness in when I do come into stand-ups, people doing dad jokes and stand-up comedy on stand-ups. It's just little things like that that I just think what we're building is really special, and both the culture as well as kind of the solutions I think are pretty unique in the SaaS space.
We kick off our daily standoff with a short stand up comedy routine.
And they're awfully funny.
We're all dads, so the jokes are on point.
What did the zero say to the 8?
Ah,
Nice belt.
Oh boy. Oh.
I love getting on calls with customers and you can always tell who the developers are because Ben and Jamie never like to turn their cameras on. I'm like, come on, you got to show those beards, I mean, we got
a great beard game going in this company.
we got a great beard game going. That's right.
Oh, as you can see, our culture is amazing, and it's absolutely one of my favorite parts. We get to do things like this, and even though we multitask at times, like getting to do things like this and just be together is hilarious and fun, and it makes all the hard work worth it. Absolutely love it, and I appreciate that about all of you guys. So one last thing I'd like to touch on is, we're building this and I say you guys are building this platform from the ground up, and it's been around for a while. What is so different about like working with integration than any other software you've worked with before? Because I mean, all of you previously worked with various softwares. Is it more flexible? Is it more rigid? Is it more fun because the art of the possible is there for you and we're building it?
Yeah, I mean, I can start with that. I mean, the thing that is different, I've always been in some form, the products I've built and the companies I've been in, there's always been kind of this element of aggregation of data, connectivity of systems. But most of, at least in my consulting days and things like that, you're very singularly focused on one thing. And really, as Ben was kind of alluding to earlier, it's like we're just building this incredibly expansive network, both from a sales perspective as also from a product perspective, of how to just kind of connect all the business data that exists in the world today, and figuring out how to do that for mostly for companies that could never do it on their own. And so that's the piece that's different for me, is just the vastness of it, and kind of complexity that problem creates.
I think one thing it kind of depends what part of the product you're working on. We've got obviously a back end side to it, the platform itself, that, you know, it's responsible for moving the data, but then we have our front end for setting it up and maintaining it for a customer, for support, whoever's involved in that. So there's just two different things right there. Like Mark said, multiple focuses of effort, two completely different mindsets in terms of developing or programming. I think there's also, each customer brings outside of the integration. Even one thing I enjoy is solving their problems with our tool, right? Like they might have some very complicated business logic or criteria that needs to be applied, and how can we use our tool to solve that in the most reliable, right, way possible? Not just say sorry about your luck. You know, there's a lot of times we can be creative and solve a problem with our product and not have to even change anything. Just there's definitely some creativity in that area in my mind, where the sky's the limit in some cases on what we can do. We just need to kind of dream up the right answer.
Yeah, I get this more and more as the more I interact with different customers, different problems, or these moments of delight where it's like, oh, I didn't know we could do that. Or I didn't even think about solving that problem that way, but the platform can do that. And I think we'll continue to see that more and more, where and then the next phase of it is then it becomes more intelligent, in even less deterministic than it kind of is today. So I think that's is another aspect of it that I think makes this stuff pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think one of the things when I'm thinking, like, with what we do, when someone says, "Oh, what does your company do?" It's not, glamorous. You can't say you make this big, wonderful thing that everybody's going to see from an airplane or from the freeway or something like that. So you can't say this is specifically what we're doing. But the thing I like the most is, and I'm still learning more of the stories of how things have happened before, but I know of at least one implementation that we're working on now where it'll make someone's job easier. And I really like those, where it makes someone's day-to-day life less frustrating. They can actually, and generally speaking, it's the tasks that they weren't really hired for. So they can actually go and do the things that is their job. And so that allows us to be able to free someone up to be able to do what they enjoy doing as well. So I think that's really, really cool. So it's a little hard to explain that to people when I tell them what Team Central does, but at least, I'm glad we know it, and hopefully others will see it too. And that, like I said, that's what makes a lot of it really, really fun.
And this is going to be a little bit of a duplicate of an answer from before, but I really like getting data in from two completely different sources and trying to make it mesh together. Which is also, Sarah, you asked about it being, like adaptable or whatever, but we kind of have to change our approach a lot of times based on the data that we get in, or try and make things work that we don't necessarily have control over, and finding a good solution. I really enjoy that aspect of it.
Well, guys, I have had an awesome time today, and we're coming up on time here, and I know you guys have plenty of valuable and value add work to do on our platform and with our clients. So I just want to say I appreciate you guys being here so much today, getting on camera, being a little out of your comfort zone, and you guys really do make a difference and are the backbone of this company, and we couldn't ask for better.
Thanks for putting it together, Sarah.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. Look forward to more of these.